obviously extremely difficult loss. Thought our guys did a great job coming back, competing in the second half. They hit some really tough shots, some really shots that ordinarily you would say those are the kind of shots you want to take in that situation, but they made them, and you got to give them credit. They did a great job. With 4 threes they made in that last 10 minutes of the second half that really hurt us. Shot clocks inside of 7, inside of 6 seconds, and they had the fortitude to bang them. So very difficult for our guys. Proud of the fact that they came back. We're proud of the fact they came back and battled. And now we just got to, learn from this. The important thing at this time of the year is why, not what. So we got to go back, look at the film, and dissect it and find out why what happened, and we got to get ready for Wake Forest.
Ralph, what were you guys looking for that last shot attempt?
Well, we were looking for Damian to come off a high screen. They did a good job. They switched. We had Nanu posting up inside. We were trying to, if they did switch, we wanted to throw the ball inside. Unfortunately, the guy did a great job of switching into Damian, and he didn't see Nanu, and unfortunately took a less than perfect shot.
You're down like 16 with roughly 17 minutes left. What was going on the bench? What were you guys thinking about that actually got you back in the game?
Well, it was just a matter of getting stops. We weren't getting stops during that stretch from the last 3 minutes of the first half until the first 2.5 minutes of the second half. We weren't getting stops, and we just we made a few adjustments in the zone. Rick made a few adjustments, and it worked out pretty well. And our guys just dug in. I mean, these kids have character. It's not that this team's going to surrender. They're never going to surrender. And we had a chance to come back and win the game, which is what you want at the end of a game on the road against a very good basketball team. But like I said, they made some really tough shots, and they made them, and you got to give them credit for it. That takes a lot of character too to make those shots.
It seems like Nanu was able to do some damage for you guys in the second half with putbacks. How much did him getting in early foul trouble kind of hurt you guys in the first?
Well, it kills us. I mean, but unfortunately it's been a recurring story, and they're not, they're not the kind of fouls that both of them were offensive fouls. I don't know how he got the second one with the handoff. I didn't see that. I don't see how that happened, but. The bottom line is we need him in the game, and we can't afford to have him out, play 3 or 4 minutes in the first half. And unfortunately, that's what happened. But you got to adjust, and we had adjusted up until the last 3 minutes of the first half.
Damian and Trey, how influential were they in terms of their maturity and the hostile environment, their leadership?
Yeah, this team is really together. I mean, they really are. We got a lot of young guys that are trying to feel their way. The freshmen, Deng is hurt. Obviously, he's just getting back into shape. And those guys provide great leadership to those young guys. They really do. And, they've certainly been a real positive. And I'm sure they're going to continue to be a real positive as we go forward into the ACC.
What do you know about your freshmen now that you didn't know as the season started going into conference play here?
Well, we believe they're further along than they were. The biggest thing with these freshmen is that they have to continue to get experience in environments like this. Unfortunately, we had a schedule, when you schedule getting those exempt tournaments and stuff, you don't know what the teams are going to be like. And unfortunately for us, the teams didn't present as big a challenge as we would have liked. And so they got experience, but they didn't get the experience of fire. This was an experience of fire. Michigan State was an experience of fire. So what we found out basically is our freshmen have ability, they've got to get experience.
Going into the ACC, take stock of your team right now after an 11-2 start.
Well, I think we know we have character. We know we have fight. We know we have guys that play for one another and are very unselfish. The thing we have to continue to get better at is expanding our offensive game, getting the ball inside a little bit more than we have. Hopefully, we'll make an attempt to do that as we move into the ACC season. But we're looking forward to the season. We're looking forward to. We think we've grown. We need to continue to grow, and like I said, we need to find out why the Michigan State loss happened and why the UK loss happened. If we do that, we're going to continue to get better, which is the name of the game. It's all about March. I'm not minimalizing what happens now, but your goal is to continue to get better as March approaches, and that's going to be our goal.
Did you guys think about hopping out of the zone at any point, playing more man?
Well, we did. We played some man, and the zone is a matchup, and so. Look, they hit 4 of the deepest threes, and like I said, you got to give them credit. But if you had to say, would you want Kentucky to be going inside, and in that situation, or would you want them to be taking a 26'3"? You would ordinarily want them to take a 26'3". Unfortunately, like I said, for us, they made them. For them, they did make them.
How much does Ulis make it difficult to try to speed them up and turn them over? Things that you guys can normally do against teams.
Oh, he's an outstanding guard, outstanding, and probably if you looked at everything tonight, he was probably the difference. It's a 2-point game, but he was the difference in the game, and he controlled it. He got other people's shots. He made a lot of tough shots. So there's no question that he's a difficult guard to speed up and play against. But again, it's 5-on-5. It's not 1-on-1.
Where do you think Quentin stands after this?
The schedule, that getting a bunch of wins. I know it wasn't the toughest opponents that you beat, but do you worry maybe about their confidence taking a hit, losing 2 close games on the road?
No, I don't at all. I mean, you're talking about probably 2 teams with RPIs in the top 10 road games. You're winning, you're 2 points in one game and 3 or 4 points in the other game, and had the other game we're winning until the last 2 minutes. So no, I don't think it's a matter of taking hits at all. I think it's a matter of those kind of games actually help you in your RPI.
Where do you think Quentin stands after this?
I'm sorry?
Where do you think Quentin stands after this? Schneider?
What about him now?
Where do you think he stands after this? What was he like after the game?
Oh, look, Q played well. He backed off a couple times on the threes, which was just a matter of recognizing time and score. But Q is going to be a guy that's going to continue to help make everybody else on our basketball team better. And again, he's a sophomore. He's continuing to get better game by game, day by day, so week by week. So we're very happy where Q is, and we think he's going to be a lot further along once we get into January and February.
Donovan Mitchell was huge in the second half. Just talk about what he brought to you guys in the second half.
I'm sorry?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Donovan gives us great energy off the bench. He has the ability to shoot the basketball. He's a good athlete, has the ability to get to the rim, and he did a good job coming off the bench and gave us some energy. But like a lot of freshmen, defensively, he's got to continue to learn what we're trying to accomplish during a particular possession and with certain personnel.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.